Hey again. This is, will you recognize me? Good. How you been doing? Me too. I've been doing fine. Kids are great. Thank you for asking. No, I have not mowed my grass yet, and I don't intend to. Why, did you notice that it was all grown up? How would you want to mow it? Anyway, enough said about that. Today is Wednesday, August the 24th, 2016 at 9, oops, scratch that, 8:45 a.m. And I'm going down my little comment. Thank y'all very much for these comments because without it, the videos would go dry real quick. Because I have done videos on everything that moves around my RV. Everything. I've done armadillos, deer, skunks. I can't remember what else. I think I did a tree one day. Maybe I didn't. The only reason I did the tree is it didn't move. You got the tree didn't. The tree didn't move. You understand what I mean? What was I going to do here? I had a video in mind, and now, oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, this comment was in response to my video I did about back to school and kind of what it was like in the day. You know, when the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and I was going to the first grade. Anyway, apparently this gentleman, I think, was in that same era and commented. He said, I didn't like lunch because I was jealous of kids who opened their lunches and they had stuff I didn't, like apples and bananas, Hostess cupcakes and snowballs and Twinkies and even some candy bars. In high school, I got a job in the school cafeteria to get a free hot lunch and plus $5 every 2 weeks. I had to give up my study hall time for cafeteria work. Didn't mind a bit. You know, and there's a lot of truth in that because, I wasn't. I lived on a farm. You know, my mother and daddy were active in the community, but we didn't have any money. I'm not too sure. Well, a few people, just like everybody else, a few people do, and a lot of people don't. And we had a little, but my mother was a good cook, and she would fix. Actually, sometimes I'd actually have a peanut butter sandwich or peanut butter and jelly and stuff like that. It was never anything exotic, just enough to get me through the day. But I remember some of the kids that didn't have anything. You know, really, they didn't have any lunch at all, and nobody gave a shit. Now we've got the free lunch program. Back then, there wasn't a free lunch program. If you didn't have lunch, you just didn't eat. You know what I mean? And you got a lunch ticket at the first of the year that had so many punches on it, and you had to get one every month or whatever to eat whenever you ate in the lunchroom, or else you had to bring your lunch, or else. Now, see, back then we had what they called, I guess it wasn't called anything back then, but today I think they call it open campus, where the kids can drive off and go to McDonald's or whatever and get a quick lunch and then come back to school. Most schools don't do that anymore. They lock them down. They force them to go to the cafeteria because that's good business, and that's the only reason, by the way. And so anyway, we did later on when I was in I guess the third. I went to the primary school for the first grade and the second grade, and then the third grade I went to the elementary school, which was in another location, and then in the sixth grade we had a high school building downtown, and then later on when I was in ninth grade, we had a new high school out of town. But when I went to the in-town big two-story building, which was unbelievably large to me, but it's nothing. We had lockers and everything with a combination lock you had to buy. And there, what we would do is I didn't take a sack lunch anymore. It was close enough to right downtown that whenever they let us out for lunch, we would run like deer all the way down to Leakey's Drugstore. Leaky, Leakey's. That was the name of it. And get a hot dog and a Coke, and I believe that was it. And I think the hot, but you just, I don't even remember signing a ticket. I just got my lunch and left. And then once a month, somehow my parents would settle up with old man Leakey. I guess he just assumed that, whatever number of school days there was times hot dogs, that's how much I'd spent. So that's what daddy paid or mother paid, and that was the end of that crap. And sometimes we'd go to Seller's drugstore for lunch and have a banana split. Oh, I mean, three flavors of ice cream with a split banana with like strawberry and nuts and chocolate and pineapple. Oh, goddamn, it was Calorie City. But back then we were burning them up faster and we were putting them in. And we did back then. Of course, we had recess. And recess back then was a big event because you actually, I mean, there was no planned events, but we had all kind of games we did, all kind of stuff. I mean, most of it we were running around like little deer in circles and crap. And we played, we played volleyball, and of course we had tennis. We had a tennis court. Not too many people played tennis because you had to be kind of a wussy to play for boys to play tennis. And also the same. Well, for golf, the only ones that played tennis and golf were the upper middle class and upper class students. The ones that had the money to buy the tennis rackets and the golf clubs and all the stuff that you got to have, which I didn't, and I didn't miss it, even though later on I played golf. But anyway, this guy says he got a job in the school cafeteria to get a free hot lunch. But think about that. He was aggressive enough to do that. I mean, nowadays I don't think kids would even think about that. I don't think they'd even think about asking for a job to earn money to pay their own way. Maybe a few of them would, but I don't know. I think that's kind of been being moved out of our system. And but anyway, that's the old school lunch that was a big event, man. I had a watch, and I had my watch set exactly with the bell. I mean, and it rang exactly at a certain time. And I mean, I could look at my second hand, and when it hit a certain place, I was listening for the bell, and my feet were locked, and boom, out, because it was a big deal to be the first one to Leakey's drugstore. It was if you did that, it was like your stock, you moved way up. In reality, probably no one noticed, actually. But in my mind and others' minds that were participating in the race to the drugstore to get there first, I mean, we had we shortcuts down through alleys and stuff, and we'd even cut through stores. There was one hardware store that you could cut through and come out in another alley, and then come out right pretty close to Leakey's drugstore. And I remember the owner, "Y'all quit running through here! Y'all quit running through here!" And we did it every day, But what we would do, we didn't run real fast through his store. We would run to the back door, go inside, and walk as fast as we could to the front door and out again. Anyway, that's enough said about that crap. You know how kids will do to kind of stretch the rules a little bit. Well, we were one of them. And one of the hardest things I had to do, since we had lockers at that time, when I moved into that school, they had lockers, and they had a damn combination lock. And, of all things. And I never could remember my combination. Never. I mean, so what I did, I wrote it down on a piece of cardboard. I tried paper, but it got crinkly pretty quick, so I got a piece of cardboard and wrote on it and folded the cardboard and kept it in my pocket. And before the bell rang, I'd have it in my hand looking at it, and then when the bell rang, I'd run over, because the numbers I'd always remember. It was that go, 2 turns this way and then back 1 turn that way and the 2 turns right. That's what threw me. I never could remember how many turns I was supposed to do it. Pretty slow kid, right? Yep, I was learning though. And then later on in high school, about my junior, senior year, I found one of those combination locks that has a little dial on the bottom, and you just move the numbers. And what I did was, I had them all in position except for one row, and I only had to move it 1 click. Okay? And so what I do, I just go out there and go click and open it. Pretty smart, huh? You learn by necessity is the mother of invention, right? So anyway, Again, had a lot of comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And all you subscribers, I am fascinated that I have now. I'll tell you exactly in just 1 second, or maybe more than 1 second, maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. Okay, how about 4 seconds? I'm looking for a number here. I'm looking for one number that I, for some reason, am having a little difficulty finding. And it is the number of, okay, do you realize that my channel now has 493 subscribers? Oh, what can I say? There's 493 of you out there, huh? Okie dokie. We're we're a movement. Okay, I don't. That's what we'll call this, a movement, I guess. But anyway, that fascinates me. Who's going to be number 500, huh? Who's going to be the lucky guy to win the nothing prize? Anyway, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the comments and thumbs up. Adios. Bye bye. I still don't like that.